Hi, Jacques, you're working as a Christian pastor with one thought, chap, you do love one. As a pastor, I often have to field questions from non-believers, like questions about the character and the nature of God. People would easily ask me the question, well, if God is so good as you say He is, why is there any form of suffering in the world? Now, as you go through the ministry and as you gain experience, you become used to it. But there are certain statements and questions that really bug me, especially if believers, people who are supposed to know, ascribe characteristics and actions to God in order to justify their actions. I once met a man who was caught stealing, and he said, well, God placed me in that position to test me, and because I wasn't strong enough, I stole the money. He ended up blaming God and projecting something like that onto God in order to justify our actions is just not on, because the Bible is actually quite clear. It says that God cannot tempt us with doing something evil or sinful because God does not have that in Him. It does leave us with a question then, sort of like, okay, so if it's not God that brought us into that situation, where does temptation come from? Temptation, the type of temptation you and I experience, is unfortunately an inside job. It lives inside us, and it's our choice how you and I will respond to what lives inside us. Now, you and I can try and shift the blame for these temptations that are inside us to either God or to someone else, or, and I would suggest and propose to you that this is the better way, we can admit the reality of what lives inside us. See, obviously, if you and I shift the blame, we remove ourselves from any possibility of change, because then it becomes someone else's fault. But should you and I realize that temptation lives inside us, we admit it. Then we are confronted with the goodness of a loving God. It is then when we are invited to experience the love of God, the type of love that transforms us. So here's my encouragement to you today. Do not try and hide your weakness, or do not try and shift the blame or make excuses. Own it. But once you own it, once you realize this lives inside of me, turn to the one who loves you so much and then invite Him to set you free. I hope this thought encourages you. I hope it helps you to own up to those things that you've tried to hide. Most of all, I pray that you and I can meet up soon.